This is Game of Thrones. This is the best show of all time.
Oh, hell no.
It's been out for almost how long? It's been out for almost a decade. We are, in 2019? It started in 2011. It's the best fantasy show of all time. That being said, what a disappointing conclusion to an amazing show. An amazing story that started off so good that was taking its time telling its story. Now, everything seems so rushed. Characters aren't that likable anymore. They're a lot more stupider now. I gotta say I'm on the same page with you. I mean, there are some things I like about this season. There's some things I like about this episode. But fuck. Like, what the fuck? They dropped the ball. I mean, the biggest thing that anybody is talking about is not the show. They're talking about the dumbass gif. The fucking Starbucks cup.
Oh, yeah.
That's the one thing everybody's taking away from this show now.
Oh, check this out. I found out about it afterwards. Because I finished it and I wanted to see what people were talking about. Because I was just like, hopefully I'm not the only one thinking this episode was trash and this episode before that. But I didn't see a Starbucks cup, but people kept talking about it. So I went back into the episode and started looking at it. I couldn't find it. Apparently, now they edited it out. So if you watched it live, it was there.
Hey, maybe I will be fair. Maybe they edited it out and then somebody just posted it online just to be fun of it. Because I didn't notice. Because I was invested in the show and I get they make mistakes, but fuck. I was like, I guess they edited it out finally, but damn, man, that's...
Well, yeah, because when it was live...
What's her name? Khaleesi can't have her Starbucks before she shoots the dash.
Because when it was live, it was there, like, when they aired it.
Yeah.
And then I think now it's already been edited out. But, I mean, like, honestly, the story's been so trashed that it's... I think the reason why people...
Why is it trash? Give me a reason. Why is it trash?
I'm going to tell you why it's trash. Because at first, when you saw... Like, when you... How do I say it? Like... When something was revealed, it was very like, whoa, like you didn't see it coming, but it felt like it made sense. Like it was like, oh, you'd look back and you'd be like, okay, it all makes sense. And Ned started being an idiot, like getting his head cut off. It was all pieces falling into place. But there was still the shock factor of like, you know what, Ned was that guy. In the end, he was always going to be that guy. He was always going to do what he did.
He's a noble man.
Yeah, he's a noble man. He even says, like, he's not afraid of dying. Like, he grew up with soldiers. Like, you see that kind of person, like, Robb Stark was always going to fall for that trap. Like, the Starks are dumb, kind of, in a way. Because, like, even Littlefinger says the Starks are dumb. But now it just feels like, what's his name?
Jon Snow?
Tyrion is, like, he's an idiot now. He's not able to foresee things like he was back in the day. He used to be like a detective. He was just like clever. Now he's falling for everything Cersei does. I just feel like they're just thinking in the end, you know what? We want to have this badass battle with Cersei or something. And how do we get there? They're working backwards. Whereas back then, when they were using George R. R. Martin's stories, they were trying to... Like, it flowed. Now it just feels like, oh, you know what? We want this badass battle. We also want this badass battle that we've been building up to for so long, and we're going to work backwards. So that's why it's all trash. It's all trash now. I hate it.
Trash. Let me see. Now, I get what they're doing with Tyrion. Like, I get his flaw. His flaw is that, I guess, pussy is his kryptonite. Like that, the love interest he had that, betrayed him. He always falls for these women, and he's never going to get any. But that's his flaw. But like you said, Tyrion used to be a genius. He used to outsmart everybody. And ever since season 4, it's like, they've just made him dumber and dumber. It's like, has he not learned from his mistakes? Has he not learned that his sister is evil? She's going to do anything to piss everybody off. She's always going to have her way. And you can see how Tyrion is so close to outsmarting her, but it's like, I mean, come on. She's gone so far from this point. Ain't no way she's going to like, oh, I'm going to be done. No fucking way, alright? She has too much pride. Yeah. And, Tyrion, I mean, he did his best. He's trying so hard to do the right thing, make Dany out to look good, but he's failing. And he knows he's failing. It's just sad. It's just sad to see a character, you see him struggle, but it's kind of like the character used to be smarter. He used to be a lot more wiser. Way more wiser,
And let me tell you this. This is what really pisses me off with Tyrion. Look at back then, Tyrion didn't give a shit like between good and bad. He just felt was right or what would get him ahead. You know that. He was clever. He would tell lies to different people to see which one would mess up, and he was a very clever man. But now it's like they're just trying to like cut him down so like he'll be like a more of a like he won't be such an unstoppable force. And then on top of that, they're creating Arya to be like this fucking badass that can't be stopped. Like, she's just fucking gangster as shit. And then they're also trying to pick up Cersei, where Cersei is just like, dude, I don't even believe it. Like,
wait, what do you mean, Cersei? I believe Cersei.
I don't believe
Cersei's
it.
the only character that has... that
no.
I still have respect for Cersei.
Oh, yeah, I like Cersei, yes. But what I mean is, like, I respect her in the sense of, like, she always just creates chaos. Like, that's what she does. She just creates chaos. But I don't see her as an actual threat. She's just annoying. That's what she is. She's always been that. But to make her the main bad guy and then try and force
she's always been the main bad guy. She's always been the threat.
She's never been the main bad guy.
I mean, well, here's the thing. The major threat was supposed to be, like, these past... After Season 4, they started building up the White Walkers.
Yeah.
That's what all the show is building up to. Okay, they've been taking all the politics...
Since Season 1. Because winter's coming.
Well, okay, yeah, there was Season 1 where they introduced the Night Walkers, but they weren't that big of a deal. Okay, it wasn't...
Literally the first episode.
Well, yeah, but...
What do you mean it wasn't a big deal? The first episode was literally like, he sees a dead little kid, and then he runs away, and then Ned Stark kills him.
Alright, here's the thing. They were never, like, they were barely... They were in the background. They weren't the main plot of the story. The main plot was all about, politics.
But they were always there.
Yeah, they were always there. It wasn't until Season 5 where they became, like, the main threat, the big deal. And then they just died so fast. Like, they're not even around. So it's like the big threat is gone. So yeah, Cersei as the biggest threat. Yeah, kind of. She's an interesting character, and I like what they're doing with her. I actually think she'd be a better. It's sad because she's fucked up, and I do want to see her die, but she is way more smarter than Dany. Like, I feel like she
I'm actually rooting for Cersei now. Like, I'm actually rooting for her. Because I want her to kill everybody. Like, even Tyrion said something funny where he was like, oh, hopefully Cersei will just kill us all and then all our problems will be gone. And I'm like, yeah, I kind of hope he kills... I mean, I still like Tyrion. But I don't like him as much as I used to like him. Dany is like, whatever. I mean, she's just hungry for the crown. And then, I mean, I don't even care about...
you don't like Jaime and Bran?
I don't care about Aegon... Targaryen because he's Jon Snow. But I don't even care about him anymore because he was supposed to do the White Walker kill and he didn't. And so what the hell? What the hell is he supposed to do?
Yeah,
now?
what's his story? Like he came back to life for a reason. I'm assuming he's supposed to take on the mantle of being king.
The Lord of Night or the Lord of Light brought him back so that he can. I don't know what the hell was the point of him. Like, what was the point? Like, is he supposed to kill Cersei?
So he can fuck Dany and have a baby?
Oh, maybe. I don't know. Maybe. Whatever, man. I don't even care anymore.
I mean, there are some.
I feel like it's just like whatever. Like, they just want... I bet. You know what happened? I think this is what happened. This is my theory. I think that they gave these two creators, or the guys, the double D's, they gave them... Star Wars was like, hey, you know what? Since you guys are doing so great at Game of Thrones, we're gonna let you do the 3 movies because they're gonna direct 3.
Well, there's a new trilogy coming out. Well, I guess we can talk about that after, but we do not know if it's gonna be the Rian Johnson trilogy. He's supposedly suspected to still.
Yeah, well, there's 2 trilogies. There's Rian Johnson trilogy, and then there's the Game of Thrones trilogy. And I think, they're doing.
Wait, the guys who make Game of Thrones, they're doing their own trilogy, but there's only one trilogy that's announced right now. So.
Well, the Rian Johnson.
They don't know. We do not know which trilogy.
Well, I think what happened is they're gonna give them a trilogy, Star Wars, because they did so well with Game of Thrones, and so because that's happening, they're not really focusing on Game of Thrones. They're kind of trying to like juggle too much stuff at one point, so they're screwing everything up. Because I mean, season 7 was pretty bad. I mean, I'll give them they like made it out alive. Like, they still had my attention. Season
7 was great until, like, the last 2 episodes. Season 7 was so awesome. Yeah, it was building up so good. It's like the show... here's the problem with the show. It slowed a long time. Especially... it blew, it slowed. It gave us all those awesome battle scenes with the dragons and the fire, the Battle of the Bastards. Even this season, they blew their load with that fucking winter battle scene. They like rushed it. They blew their load. Now nobody. I mean, now they're doing all this dumb, drama of like Dany's jealous of Jon Snow. Like, really, Dany? I mean, ugh. Just acting. I used to like Dany. But I don't. I really don't.
I don't like her anymore.
She's made so many mistakes along the way. I will say I do like Jaime and Bran. I think a lot of people complain. It's like, oh, it's too fan fiction-y now. I mean, I thought it was earned. I was like, give them like a scene.
Boy, you know what I actually thought was funny? I thought the redhead guy, I don't know his name, but the redhead guy was really funny because he was so like, she broke my heart because I don't know what, like he's
had a crush on her throughout the whole show.
And then out of nowhere, like he just like. He goes and he fucks these girls instead. I'm like, what?
What?
Like,
no, that's being a man. Don't when somebody wants nothing to do with you, fucking get the next.
But I feel like that is a metaphor for the Game of Thrones. I feel like that's what Game of Thrones is. They build it up and then they're just like, whatever. It's not a big deal. That's Game of Thrones.
I'll say
right now that's what it is. That's what Game of Thrones is right now.
Here's the thing. Game of Thrones, what made Game of Thrones so great was that, I mean, there's so many things, but to me personally, when you saw the show, like, I felt invested with these characters. I felt their struggle. I felt their journey. I did not feel like I was watching a TV show. I felt like I was in this world. I was in Westeros. So much mythology, so much material, and it was done so well. Now, I just feel like I'm watching a TV show.
Yeah.
Now I feel like, okay, some entertaining parts, some bad parts. It's cool to talk about it, but I'm not invested. I'm not in love with these characters. Like, when a character dies, my heart sinks. Now, like, if Tyrion died, I have been sad.
Yeah, honestly, it was so bad. This episode was so bad. I mean, people are saying it was super bad. It's not. It wasn't as bad as I'm thinking it is.
It's just disappointing for a final season.
Yeah, I'm just expecting it because I mean, I've seen Game of Thrones. I've seen all of it. So when I see an episode like this, there's contrast. Like, I've seen their best episodes, and then this episode is like, it's not the most terrible episode ever, but it's like, come on, I've seen them do a lot better. So when I saw, spoiler just FYI. When when Tyrion walks up to the wall and then she's like this, Cersei's like this with her hand,
she's not gonna do it.
I'm like, I know she's not gonna do it, but if they have the balls to do it, I'm like, you know what?
No, you see,
I would have been like, that would have been the episode. That would have been enough to save the episode. But then she doesn't, and I'm like, come on. And then I know she's gonna kill Miss Sunday. I knew it. Like, it was obvious.
See, you said it right there. Game of Thrones, you know what it doesn't have anymore?
Doesn't have the balls.
Yes, it doesn't have the balls to kill off the character. Instead, let's kill off, what's her name? I don't even know her name.
Miss Sunday.
Miss Sunday. I don't give a shit about Miss Sunday.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't give a shit about Miss Sunday.
I don't care about
I've never cared. I mean, I feel bad for, Grey Worm?
I know.
He was like, but I don't really care about that character. It's not a character that I'm like, she's there. I don't know much about her. I don't know her struggle or anything. I mean, I get it. It's for Dany, but fuck, like
I feel like what's scary.
I mean, she had a cool moment with Dracarys. That was cool, but the dragon.
The dragon's real far away. No, it is it. And we know that it wasn't because she actually thought she was gonna get the dragon. It's like a word for burning, like burn the castle down, whatever. But back then, the thing that really got you invested in Game of Thrones is that it's kind of like when your parent hits you. And they hit you one time, and then after that, they never really hit you again, but there's the threat of them hitting you, and it's like that threat is real. Okay, that's what it used to be with Game of Thrones. It used to be the idea of like, they would kill people off, and it'd be like, oh wow, there's a threat. If Tyrion was like had a knife to his neck, it'd be like, oh wow, there's a threat. He can actually die.
I mean, there's something I think you brought up, but a lot of people have been pointing out, plot armor. Like in the previous battle, so many people survived, like. There was no strategy. You just saw them get attacked, but they survived. People had plot armor. Like, people survive due to convenience, and people die due to convenience. Like, the Melisandre, her death is an absolute convenience. It's a character that's captured. We all know she's going to die. It's some way that we're not invested in. I mean,
it's like if Cersei really wanted to do damage, she could have killed Miss Sunday. And while Tyrion was there, killed him since she just killed Miss Sunday. She just pissed off Dany, which is what she wanted to do. She pissed him off, and then Tyrion's right there. Just kill him. Like that would weaken her. Like that would handicap her so bad. But no, he needs oh, I'm just gonna give you this look and like, don't do it. And then she does it, and it's like, oh wow, I'm such a big deal.
And also, I think a lot of people really don't like this episode because we went from like a big battle to like a slow, talky episode. Like I said, it blew its load too early. Now we're getting this slow drama that nobody is really invested in anymore.
I feel like they're just building it. They're just building it. They're just building a battle.
John is an idiot. John is an idiot. Oh, you know what? Sansa. Fuck. Sansa. I don't like Sansa. She makes things so much worse for everybody.
I actually like Sansa. She's the only one that I feel like
she's
actually feels like a real character. Like, even though she's annoying and she's working against them, it feels like, okay, I would believe her. I mean, like, you know, what's happened to her, I believe her journey that she's doing. She's trying to protect her people. Even if Dany did come and protect Winterfell, it's like, dude, I get her character. I don't like her character. I don't agree with what she's saying, but I understand.
I mean, she very much she is similar to Cersei in many ways. Cersei and Littlefinger, she's a lot more similar. I mean, she's just. You say she cares for her people. I believe she does, but she does. She's such a sneaky fucker. Right? And but I don't blame her. I blame Jon Snow. Jon Snow. You fucking idiot! You trust people way too much. Like, yeah. Are you serious? Like, oh, don't tell anybody.
It's like imagine like with Cersei in the beginning when she would do stupid shit. You understood she was doing stupid shit because of her kids. Like, even Tyrion says all the time, she does it for her kids. She loves her kids more than herself. So she does this dumb shit. So even though she does stupid shit, it makes sense. You understand her character. That's the way I feel with Sansa. Even though I don't like her and she's stupid, it's like I understand her character.
To me, throughout this season, Sansa is just giving Dany this bitch face. Like, I'm jealous. To me, I don't think she... I mean, I guess she cares, but from what I'm getting watching the show, it's like, oh, I'm jealous. I don't like the fact that you're doing my stepbrother or...
Okay, final thought. What did you think? Like, what did you honestly think if... So many people aren't giving like, let's imagine everybody's praising Game of Thrones right now. How would you feel? Your honest opinion.
Hey, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. It could be worse. It's not like The Walking Dead where, I mean, the people who really watch that show, like, why are you wasting your time? Like, you know, it's not...
I mean, Walking Dead's still on?
Yeah, no, I believe Walking Dead is still on.
Oh,
yeah, it's not, Game of Thrones is not a disaster like The Walking Dead, or it's not like Lost. You know, I mean, there is still plenty of things to enjoy. It's fun to watch the show. It's just, it's not as good as it is. I mean, the people praising it. I mean, it's good for you if you enjoy watching the show. If you enjoy the story still, good for you. As for me, okay. Missed opportunity. It's rushed. Okay. I wish the books were finished first. That way they would. It seems like the show is better when they were looking at the books because they're coming up with their own stuff. Some stuff works, some stuff doesn't. Especially with this season, it's a mix. It's a mixed bag.
I feel like pretty much kind of what he said with the fact that they're not using the books anymore. That's what I mean. It feels rushed, and I kind of feel that's what happened with George Lucas, kind of with Star Wars. The same thing's happening with Game of Thrones. They took
the prequels.
No. The new sequel trilogy. They took out George Lucas's idea for the sequel trilogy, and then they kind of just did their own thing.
I thought you said that George Lucas has his own problems also. I feel
he has his own problems, but
Return of the Jedi is a rush.
Now the new trilogy is so bad that people are actually praising the prequels. That's how bad they are.
And when this new trilogy comes out, people are going to talk about how good this new trilogy is. So it's the Circle of Life, Star Wars.
No, it's not. You know, I mean, okay, what I'm trying to get at is the fact that Game of Thrones is repeating this thing where they're not using the source material. I mean, because there's none. So that, I mean, I kind of get that. But at the same time, it's like, come on, dude, you guys, come on, dude. I just want to look at them and just be like, come on, dude, come on. I don't know, man. I feel like real fans, like the Game of Thrones fans, could literally come up with better storyline than the writers right now. That's how bad it is. But I don't know, that's just me, man. I think it's trash. Honestly, I think Game of Thrones this season is trash. Like, I feel like I'm just watching it to watch it end, and when it ends, I won't even care. Like, I'll just be like, whatever, dude, it ended for me in season 7.
Yeah. To me, it personally ended, I guess, no, like the greatness, the quality of the show ended after season 4. Yeah. Season 5, that's where I started noticing. I don't know, like the show. The
Dorne storyline ruined it.
Oh yeah, I don't know anything about the books. I have the books. I'll read them, but the Dorne shit, I guess everybody is pissed about that.
6 and 7 was like watchable. And then now it's season 8. I feel like, dude, like it's almost as bad. It's almost as bad as Dorn. If it wasn't for these epic battles that we're waiting for, honestly, I think it'd be ranked as like worse than Dorn, to be honest, because it's literally just them building up to these battles. That's what it is. We were building up to the battle in Winterfell with the Long Night, and then now we're building up to this stupid ass fight with Cersei. I'm like, I don't even care, dude. Like, just kill the dragons already, man. You already killed one of the dragons.
And I will say, yeah, there is the threat, like the evil guy, like the unlikable douchebag, like the new Ramsay, the other great, the evil
Frankenstein
Greyjoy.
guy. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, the evil Greyjoy. He's not that interesting. I mean, he's just okay. He's a piece of shit character. You want to see him die, but I don't find him as a threat. I don't find Cersei that much as a threat, like you said. Yeah. The Night King was the huge threat. They cut him off now. I mean, it's kind of funny because, Cersei actually could have killed everybody in that last episode. There was such a small army. Dany was right there. The dragon was right there. They have all these weapons. You're telling me you can't just fucking kill her right then and there?
It's plot armor, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, plot armor.
Exactly. Miss Sunday just didn't have plot armor on her side, dude.
But hey, maybe, Damien and Emilio Loz, maybe, Game of Thrones, maybe they'll... If they do make this new Star Wars trilogy, it's like, hey, maybe they'll do something new with the Star Wars.
No, I don't. I hope they just get fired.
Dude, I would like to.
Game of Thrones has been so bad. I hope you get fired.
Nah, I would love to see like an R-rated. I mean, it's Disney. They're not gonna do it. But I would like to see like a Game of Thrones as Star Wars hard R, fucked up. Dark side. Like what happens when a dark side Jedi and a light side they fucking meet. They have this child and it's fucking super powered. Just go all out with Star Wars. I'm a huge Star Wars fan. From books and games. The movies,
yeah, Star Wars,
all the movies. I mean, they all have their problems, but just take the best of everything and fucking come up with something new.
Star Wars used to be awesome, now it's not. But yeah, okay.
Wait, when was Star Wars awesome to you?
Star Wars was awesome.
Oh, back before Disney bought it.
Before Disney bought it, because you can't learn this power from a mouse. Okay, see you guys.